Well, Jim, another story that we talked about on the experience, and we'll, I guess, follow up with it here because a lot of the listeners have sent this in. I have an article from Wrestling Inc. by Faden Clote.
About what? Who? Where?
I don't know who. Britt Baker responds to podcast report that she cheated on fellow AEW star Adam Cole.
Wait, did we report that?
We most certainly did not even allude to it.
At first I've heard of it, but do tell me more.
Adam Cole and Britt Baker were considered by many to be AEW's power couple after Cody Rhodes and Brandy Rhodes left the promotion. But unfortunately for fans of the two, they ended their 7-year-long career sometime in 2020.
Their career? They made a career out of being the significant other of the other. No, they ended their relationship, I think is what... Bastion Booger, who wrote this?
That's right. The name, I'm not going to scroll back up right now.
All right. And it's not worth scrolling.
Rumors began to spread about the reason for their split, with wrestling veteran Konnan claiming on his podcast that it was due to an affair. Here's a quote. "I was the first one that said her and Cole had broken up. And the AEW fans were on me again. Now you see it's true. And I'm going to throw this little one in there. Very credible source. It happened because she was cheating on him, okay?"
Well, okay. I mean, Konnan spilling the tea there.
He's such a little gossip girl, always. What do you think? Before I read anything else here, what do you think about the fact that someone who's not involved in anything directly with the person is just spilling all that kind of shit out there?
Well, it does seem to be bordering on bad taste when you're talking about people's personal relationships, but there can be said that they were both on television and talking publicly about their relationship. So I on that one, I go back to, I've told you this before. Davey Richards told me and Delirious one night that he wanted to propose after his match at the Hammerstein Ballroom. He wanted to propose marriage to his girlfriend in the ring. And he was our top babyface. I told Delirious, I said, "You think he's going to marry her?" And he said, "Considering the way Davey blurts other things out, probably not." And we talked him out of it. Because he didn't marry her. I don't think he was with her another 2 months. So, if you're going to make something out of it on television and make it part of the deal, then you better make sure that it's a long-term thing, because everybody kind of looks crummy when it ain't. And and at least we haven't broken any news of any affairs here on the show here. We're still above that bar.
We may have done it, but without naming names or anything in the past.
Well,
but here's a tweet from Dr. Britt Baker, January 22nd, 8:27 p.m. "I understand we as performers are expected to have thick skin through opinions and lies we read about ourselves. But spreading lies about my personal life is just low, weird, and something I won't tolerate. I've never cheated on anyone in my life. Hashtag tell your source." And from what I understand, Konnan's not welcome in the women's locker room anymore.
Well, and he was always with open arms. They would fling the doors open before. But is hashtag tell your source a popular hashtag?
I've not seen that hashtag before, but she's saying if...
Wouldn't you just say then tell your fucking source instead of hashtagging it?
I guess you make it look cuter that way. I can understand why a lot of people would do that.
Well, the layout does look more aesthetically pleasing, but...
So what do you... I guess that's the end of it here. What do you think of her responding to it? And... again, with all the issues, all the conversation about issues between Britt Baker and AEW management right now, we don't hear a peep from her. All of a sudden, she's going off on Twitter about this.
Well, I think, she's denying the maligning that she took there, although I think she's going to have to tolerate it, because unless she's going to go whip Konnan, although he's had health problems, so...
I bet you she could take Konnan.
She's younger. I mean, but unless it's going to come to the fight, apparently she's going to have to tolerate it, because he said it, and she ain't kicked his ass yet. but she don't like it. She's not going to hear about it, but she's going to have to tolerate it.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm sure we'll hear about it right away as soon as it happens.
As soon as something happens that nobody ought to talk about, we're going to hear about it.